Hi, everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols. And up first today, we've got Renee Rogers and Scotty Almany from the Birthplace of Country Music Museum, and they're going to tell us all about the new exhibit. Here they are.
Hi everyone, this is Renee Rogers, head curator at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum, and today we wanted to share our current special exhibit with you. It is called Honky Tonk, Portraits of Country Music 1972 to 1981, and it features the photography of Henry Horenstein, who has been working as a photographer for many, many years. And he started out with Rounder Records, taking publicity shots and album covers for them, and he's done a huge amount of work from country music like the images that we have here, through to animal photography, to travel photography, all sorts of things. But we really recommend you come to the museum and check out this exhibit because his photography is wonderful. But what he is focused on for this particular exhibit is a lot of country music icons who either were on the rise into their career or had been very well established. Also a lot of the venues that they were playing in, both from the Grand Ole Opry, the one that everyone thinks of when you think of country music, to the smaller honky tonks and smaller sort of bars and restaurants and other places that musicians played. And that theme runs throughout the exhibit because it is also about the people who love that music. So one of the first images that I wanted to share with you is our favorite, Mother Maybelle Carter. This is her with her daughters at a bluegrass or a country music venue called the Lone Star Ranch in New Hampshire in 1973. And you can see her daughter Helen to the side playing accordion in the photograph. Obviously, Mother Maybelle is a favorite of ours, so she's an example of one of those artists that's iconic that all of us have heard of and know the importance of. But the other thing that I love about Henry Horenstein's work is if we go over here, we have this lovely image. It's called Dancing to Webb Pierce, and it's again at the Lone Star Ranch in New Hampshire. This one is in 1972. And this is just the people who are enjoying the music. A couple of fans who are dancing to the music of Webb Pierce. And a lot of these country music and bluegrass parks that were popular in the 1970s, they were a place for families to come, to be together, to stay 2 or 3 days, have music, have dancing, have other activities. They often had a pool and other like outdoor activities to do, but just a way to share their love of music with their family and have a good time together. And then here we have a great image of Waylon Jennings, again, another iconic country star, but again, this is sort of more at the early stages of his career. This is at the Performance Center in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1975. Backstage, not actually performing, and that's a lot of the pictures in this exhibit are people in their more intimate and casual moments than posed and sort of putting on a persona for the camera. I also wanted to show you an image over here. This is one of those smaller honky-tonk or bars where you were seeing this kind of music made, and this is just a casual person in the audience at the Merchants Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee in 1974. So not necessarily a professional musician doing a performance, but just someone there enjoying their own music on the harmonica. But not only does honky-tonk special exhibit have images in it. Besides the images, we have 27 images by Henry Horenstein. We also have quite a few objects that have been shared with us by various venues and collectors. And one of the great exciting ones that we have is this fiddle that's dated between 1890 and 1910. It was owned and played by Roy Acuff. It's been loaned to us by the East Tennessee Historical Society in Knoxville, Tennessee. And this was his first professional instrument. He later gave it to a friend and band member, Charlie Collins, in the 1970s, and the letter that we have in the case with it is the letter that he wrote to Charlie when he gave him the fiddle. So that's been really great to have here in the exhibit. Besides that, we have other items. We have quite a few things, and we're going to walk that direction now. Quite a few things from other collectors here in the area, including our very own Boppin Bailey George from the Honky Tonk Hit Parade, who has also written a couple of panels for us about honky tonk music in particular. But we're going to end up here in front of Hank Williams' guitar. This is on loan to us from the Hard Rock Cafe. along with several other instruments and items of clothing that they have let us borrow for this exhibit. And this is, I wanted to end here because I wanted to tell you about a few things that are coming up at the museum, one of which is related to Hank Williams. So there's lots of things that you can do virtually with us over the next month, and we really invite you to join us. Next week, on Tuesday, January 12th, we have a Smithsonian curator, Paula Johnson, doing a virtual speaker series talk with us about exploring history through food. So looking at the collections at the National Museum of American History, including Julia Child's kitchen, which should be really interesting. Then on January 15th, we're premiering our family story time, virtual family story time. We'll be releasing that on our social media and also on our website. So a chance for the little ones to experience some fun stories based in Appalachia and around music. And that is at 11 a.m. on Friday, January 15th. And then finally, January 28th at 11 a.m., our Radio Bristol Book Club will be discussing I Saw the Light, the story of Hank Williams by Colin Escott, and we really hope that you'll be able to both come down to the exhibit, which is open through March 28th, and then also experience those virtual programs with us. Thank you.
Thanks so much for all that information, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and up next we've got David Metzger, and he is with the city. He's an engineer, and he's going to tell us all about a road closure that's coming up. Here he is.
Hello, my name is David Metzger. I'm the traffic engineer with the city of Bristol, and what we're going to be discussing today is some upcoming changes on the East Cedar Street construction project that's going to be implemented here in January of 2021. Referring to the map on your screen, we can see the area of East Cedar Street, which is the heavy dark red line. This particular section of East Cedar Street from Florida Avenue to King College Road is a section where we're going to have to raise the elevation of East Cedar Street several feet in order to meet the design of this roadway project. The most expeditious way of doing this is, rather than trying to have one lane open and not have the other lane open and all that kind of thing, and in order to try to cut down the duration of the project, we are looking to completely close the section of East Cedar Street from King College Road to Florida Avenue starting about January 11th of 2021. The estimated duration of this closure is approximately 4 months long. What this is going to involve then is that anybody who is traveling from east of East Cedar Street to west of East Cedar Street, they do have the option of using the signed detour route that will be installed, which follows US 421 up Virginia Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue, and then down East State Street and King College Road to the latter's intersection at the east end of the project, and then vice versa in the other direction. This is the preferred detour route, and we'll have detour signage along that route in both directions. Depending on where their trip begins or ends, if they are out on the far east side of town, like out in the Old Jonesboro Road area, they may decide to use the option of using Old Jonesboro Road and Valley Pike Road and Carolina Avenue to reach Virginia Avenue and vice versa. It just depends on where their trip begins and ends as to whether that might be the most viable option for them. By using the Old Jonesboro Road option, that's that much less traffic that has to go through the East Cedar Street area, but that all just depends on the individual person's trip and where they start and where they end. There is going to be access to the King University campus from East State Street and from King College Road. All three of the driveways for King University to East Cedar Street will be closed for the duration of this project. This section of roadway that is being closed from Florida Avenue all the way to the King College Road intersection does contain several houses of which we're working with them on the access control. It also includes not only the port that's next to the King College campus, but also the new culvert over Cedar Creek that's currently under construction in the S-curve, where that curve is being widened and enlarged in order to enhance the safety of this area. At the eastern end of the project at King College Road and East Cedar Street, we are going to be making some changes in that the stop sign is going to be moved from the eastbound King College Road approach to the eastbound East Cedar Street approach, since there's only going to be a half dozen or so houses and the construction traffic that's moving in and out of there. And so we'll be having a lot of warning signs and this sort of thing in that area to alert people to the new traffic control configuration of that particular intersection. By closing the road this way, this allows us to build up the grade and the elevation of East Cedar Street, to do the paving of the roadway, putting in the curbs and gutters on the sidewalks and all the appurtenances of that, and then we can go ahead and open this section of the roadway, hopefully in less time than it would be if we did it one lane at a time. This particular closure area is over 1/2 of the total length of this project, which ultimately at its western end will reach 5th Street by the railroad crossing. And this project also includes, in the rest of the project, the installation of sidewalks, improvements in the vertical and horizontal curvature of the roadway, traffic signal modernization, the installation of some turn lanes, and the interconnection of the 5th Street traffic signal with the railroad crossing traffic signals there just east of 5th Street. Thank you very much and have a good day.
For questions and concerns about traffic routing, please contact David Metzger at 423-989-5522 or email dmetzger@bristoltn.org. For general questions or concerns related to the East Cedar Street reconstruction project, please contact Jacob Chandler at 423-989-5585 or email eastcedar@bristoltn.org. To stay up to date on the East Cedar Street reconstruction project, please visit bristoltn.org/eastcedar.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols. Well, up next, we've got Shannon Hayes and the Reverend Dr. William Leon Ward. They're going to tell us all about an MLK gathering that we can do virtually.
I'm Shannon Hayes. I am from Tennessee High School. I'm a part of the Educating for Equity team that we started this year. It's brand new, and we hope to do a lot with it in the future. And I'm also part of the Bristol MLK Planning Committee, and this is my first year being part of that.
Hello, my name is the Reverend Dr. William Leon Ward. I'm the pastor of the Hood Memorial Church in Bristol, Tennessee, and I'm also a part of the Martin Luther King Day Planning Committee. We are so excited this year that we have the opportunity to share again for the 4th year the Martin Luther King Day celebration here in Bristol. And it's a combination of a community event where we share not only here in Bristol between Bristol, Tennessee and Bristol, Virginia, but it's also in partnership with every part of our Tri-Cities family. And so it actually started about 4 years ago as a community organization with the Apex, which is the Appalachian Peace Education Center, when they started about 35 years ago in Aberdeen. Well, this year we've decided that with everything that's going on in the COVID situation and the way that we have to do something virtually, we wanted to find out that we are always better together. So with all the people that have already participated, where the groundwork has already been started, we're just coming together as a Tri-Cities family to come together to celebrate Martin Luther King Day. And we know that after what we have gone through this year in 2020, there is no way we could not have a time where we focus on Martin Luther King, as this is probably the most precedented time to even reflect on everything that has happened in our world and in our nation. And we want to be a part of the conversation and be a part of the celebration. And so we're going to be joining with everyone in the Tri-Cities area on January 18th during Martin Luther King weekend. The theme of this year is coming from Dr. King's last book, and it's so ironic that in the midst of his last book that he wrote, that everything that we're going through now is exactly what he left for us as a blueprint. So why not focus on that theme? And that theme is, where do we go from here? Chaos or community? What poignant words that were spoken by Dr. King. And so to celebrate Dr. King on Dr. King's Day, we decided that what we need to do to answer that particular question, and how do we do that? And it's going to be an expression of how we express ourselves, and however we use that, whether it's through dialogue, through readings, through art, through drama, through music, how we're going to display that is going to be the theme. And the reason why we wanted to choose that particular theme is because if we are looking at our world every day, overnight, we have seen chaos, but we are community. And the choice to either have chaos or community is not where everyone else has. It's about what we decide to do. And we have the opportunity to choose that which we want to live in our everyday lives. So the APEP begins with a talk with the civil rights activist Ruby Sales and continues with the program, book group, and student essay contests. So there's going to be a lot of information, a lot of different people, civil rights activists. There's a lot of information that's going to be happening that's with our neighboring schools and universities. And we just have the opportunity to speak with those who have actually experienced civil rights and given that information of how what we've learned in the past, how does that help for us today? And so that information will help us so that when we have those discussions, we can find out now what can actually answer what can we do and where do we go from here and find out what's happening next. This year is going to be different. We know that with all the things that's happening this year, we know that this year we're going to have a virtual experience. And our virtual experience is sponsored not only through the area communities, but one of the sponsors is the YWCA. And you can find out this information and you can go stream at YWCA at TNVA, which is their Facebook page. And that information is where you will be able to see the entire live performance, the live readings, the live music events. And we're going to just do the live recording for 1 hour on that particular day, starting at 2 p.m. So we hope that everyone tunes in. We hope that you gather your family, gather your community, and know that we will have an opportunity to share that together.
So we were really worried that with the pandemic going on that we wouldn't be able to have much going on for Martin Luther King Jr. Day and his day of service. But we have the great 1 hour virtual event that Dr. Ward spoke about. And in addition to that, we have a ton of virtual activities that everyone can participate in and serve our community. One of these events that you could participate in, and it's super easy because all you have to do is have internet service, is the Second Harvest Food Drive. They'll be holding this food drive throughout the entire month of January. Each dollar provides 4 meals, so it's super important in this time when people just don't have what they need, they maybe don't have enough for food. So $1 provides 4 meals. And they're gonna actually have a press conference regarding the food drive January 18th at 10 a.m. But you can donate at any time, and the web address for that is netfoodbank.org. So the YWCA of Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia, to honor our essential workers, healthcare workers, police and service workers, they will be sending out cards of encouragement to the essential workers, and they welcome anyone in the community to join. There will be more details about this on social media, but they welcome anyone from the community to sign the cards and encourage our essential workers. Another thing that we're doing for Martin Luther King Jr. Day is the High School Art Challenge. And so this will be for Tennessee High and Virginia High students. Anyone can participate. They don't have to be an art student. This will be a virtual event instead of a live event. We had a live one last year. It was awesome. This year, students will have to create 2-dimensional art, and then they will upload it on a link. There will be a submission form. It'll all be on the YWCA website. Each school will have 3 prizes. There will be a $75, $50, $25 prize, and the students will submit their form, and they'll get to talk a little bit about what the art means to them and how it expresses the theme of chaos or community. The entries will be due on February 19th, and then we hope to announce the winners by the end of February, and there will be a virtual art display on the YWCA website, and we hope to also display the art downtown in various windows at some point. Another awesome way to participate virtually for MLK Day is the Rivers Way Walking Challenge, and I don't think there's a better way to commemorate Martin Luther King Jr. than walking because of all the marches he participated in. It's easy to join. You just go to the Rivers Way website, riversway.org, and in the upper left-hand corner, there is a place for the MLK Jr. Walking Challenge. You just click on that and follow the directions and you join. And you'll actually map your walk through the Map My Walk app. And if you do join, we recommend that you set a goal for 12 miles, which is what the marchers would have marched in one day, or 50 miles, which is what it would have taken to get to Montgomery from Selma. Or you can just set your own goal as long as you're walking. Any participation is appreciated. All right, in addition to all those virtual events, we also have, through our partners, the Birthplace of Country Music and Emory and Henry, several events that are taking place, and you can visit their websites for information on that, or the YWCA website. Is also a panel discussion with King University, and I'm going to let Dr. Ward tell you more about that.
We want to invite everyone in the community as a part of not only what we're just doing and starting off here in January, but we want you to partner on like this day. It starts today, but it's going to keep going on, and you definitely want to get encouraged by this particular event. And so the King University Institute of Faith and Culture, I'm so happy to be a part of that Institute of Faith and Culture, and there's so many people that are just going to be excited to zoom in on January 18th at 7 p.m. that Monday, and there's going to be a panel discussion on Dr. King's book, Where Do We Go From Here? And then from that, there's going to be also an opportunity where if you want to just join, and if you haven't discussed that book, that you'll be a part of a community of like-minded people and community people to join after that participant, and you could just have a part to say that we could just keep this going to make sure it's happening. So we would definitely love for you to join in all the different events that's happening at the King University. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to be a part of it. We know that no matter where you are, no matter what you could do, and even during these times, no matter how old you are, how young you are, there is something you can do to just commemorate the life of not only Dr. Martin Luther King, but all those who played a part in the life and justice of love for the community. So whatever you do, there's so many things you'll be a part of. What we want to know that this is not just a day off, it's definitely a day on. And it's a day that we can all come together to commemorate and to love one another and decide for each other that no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, you all have a place, and we all in our lives matter.
Thanks so much for all that information, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.